Okay, we are officially starting our group chat today, guys. And this particular group chat, I think we're going to focus really hard on text negotiations and text critiquing. So we're going to look at some live text messages and see if we can critique them to show you guys how to handle those customers a little bit better, how to handle objections and negotiate. And before we get started, I have a couple people on the chat here I just want to mention. We have one, Keisha did 15,000 for the month so far. It was her first month hitting over 10,000 a month last month, so I want to congratulate her on that. And then Polo is actually, I started taking on by invite only, like personal coaching clients. And Polo did some personal coaching with me. And at first, he wanted to know how to hire people for his store that he has and how to get more business. So I took a look at his website, and his website was pretty rough, and his business name, the way he had the marketing laid out was pretty rough. And then we did a critique. He revamped the website according to what I showed him and stuff. And then Polo, can you talk about some of the results that you've gotten with the personal coaching and how it's helping you a little bit?
Yes, absolutely. So so before the coaching section, I have no idea what I'm doing. It's all over the place. I try to start my own website, and I didn't even know there's a Google listing for a website.
I think he's Chinese.
Well, I'm Cambodian, so. So after the coaching, I'm still doing it. There's been a couple of calls from Google, and also the website's been really good.
Right. So yeah, what happened was, what place are you on Google now? If you search for iPhone repairs, Polo.
Sorry, say again?
What place are you on Google?
I rank on number 2. It's always go up either 1, 2, or 3. It's always in that area.
So Polo had kind of like a rough business name, and his website was not really like, he had a very flashy website, but it wasn't getting many business. And then we ranked him number 2 on Google listings. So if people type in iPhone repair in Lowell, they'll find his store. And now he's getting a lot more calls from that. And now we're also working on like hiring employees. And what are you at right now for sales around average? Like 8,000 to 10,000 a month around there, Polo?
Well, average is it's going up now. It's been last month. I made about 13,000 in sales.
13,000? Awesome.
That's including the repairs as well and buying phones.
Okay. So that's good though. And do you feel the Google listing is helping you get some deals, like good solid business?
Yes, I was surprised that Google was really helpful. Most of the call I got it from Google.
So I wanted to see if anybody's interested in doing personal coaching with me. You got to be doing like decent numbers already. Like I think Polo was at 8,000 around there, 7,000 or 8,000 when he decided to hire me for that. So if you are interested, reach out to me, and I might select certain clients to help you build a website, rank it, so you start getting a lot of calls and things like that, or help you grow your business if you're interested. And then Eric, I wanted to have Eric speak for a second because I was in Denver, Colorado a couple weeks ago. My wife and I had traveled the west coast of North America, and Eric happened to meet up with us for dinner, and I just wanted to see if he wanted to share his experience really quick before we get started.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can kind of hear you. It's a little bit low, but.
Okay, how about now?
Oh, much better. How's it going, Eric?
Oh, pretty good. Thank you. So, yeah, when I heard a few group chats ago that Dave was going to be in Denver, I reached out and figured, he might be open to just doing a little meet and greet or something. So he seemed pretty open to it. And then when the time came, I just met him downtown. And then, we had fun. We went out to eat, and then we talked a lot about just different things like business and kind of life in general. And I appreciated the talk we had about kind of, integrity and character in your business. So, the importance of, not buying like iCloud locked and, being trustworthy and not really, and not to forego, long-term character or like how people see you long-term for like to make like short-term like money off of like, iCloud locked phones or anything that might tarnish your reputation.
Cool. Yeah, and Eric, what was your best month so far that you've had?
About 23,000.
23,000 for the month. Awesome. So I just wanted to have Eric speak a little bit. We had a great time. Eric's been a really good student in the course since we started, and I don't know if you guys ever saw the interview we did with Eric, but thanks, Eric. I had a fun time too. I didn't get to see you in the last group chat to say hi, so I just wanted to mention that.
Oh, cool. I appreciate it. No, I was traveling, so.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. And Polo, I appreciate it. So, guys, the reason I wanted to mention with Polo, the Google ranking is if you guys, I don't know if you know this, but in the course, I do have like a little mini course on how to build a website and how to get it ranked. So if you haven't checked out those videos yet, check those out in the course because it's really easy money once you get that. It's more complicated. It takes a little bit more work, but it's something that you can work on. Okay, now we'll get into the goods. Sorry, guys, for the quick intro there. Okay, so Richard, are you ready to share your screen and we can get these text deals going?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep. It's a little low. If you can raise the volume a little bit, will be good. While Richard's getting his screen already, can everybody tell me what they think their closing average is? So how many calls, like out of 10 calls, how many sales do you think you'll close? What do you guys think? If you guys can go ahead and type in the chat, tell me like for every 10 calls that you're going to get, how many deals would you close? If you don't close by phone calls and it's by text, tell me how many texts it takes to close a deal. But say text so I know text because texts are different than calls. Ryan says 5 out of 10. That's good. That's a decent closing average. Kevin says 10%. Grant says 2 or 3 out of 10. Shao says 2 or 3 out of 10 text. That's pretty decent. Grant says text. Brandon's closing 30 to 40% around text. Good. Michael says 75% of calls. Okay, great. Asher says 3 calls, 1 text. Jay says about 10%. Brandon says calls 50%, but I haven't been taking calls long. Tammy says 3 out of 10 calls. 4 out of 10 calls, 75%. All right. So this is pretty good. You guys are doing okay then, actually. It looks like if you're closing 4 to 5 deals out of 10, you're doing pretty. I mean, I close. Let me mute everybody here. I close about 8 or 9 out of 10. But I've been doing this a long time, obviously. So if you're closing 4 or 5 out of 10, you're still doing pretty good. You're going to make some good money. You might want to focus on ads first rather than just closing deals. Debbie says I had 15 leads, closed 4. We could probably up that a little bit depending if it's text. If it's text, that's pretty decent. So Richard, are you all set? Richard, you're muted. James says 1 out of 30 texts a few days back. So some of you guys have really low averages. Nathan says closing 1 out of 10 texting. Ooh. We got to get you up a little bit, Nathan, then. So I see like 50-50. Let's see. Richard, you all set?
Yep.
Okay, let's take a look through here.
Okay, well, the first one I wanted to pull up was, I think, one I did today.
All right, let's go to the start of the conversation.
So some of the conversation started with
just kind of scroll down so it's just at the top so I can see most of it, if that's okay. Like scroll it down till it says the CIADA. Like scroll down just a little bit more. There, okay, stop. No, go back up a little bit. Just to the top. There you go, right there. Okay. I have an iPhone 6S, 16 gig, placed new battery 13 minutes ago. Hi, thanks for your message. To help me make an offer, can you please give me the following info? Whoa. Okay. Whoa. All right. Now I see. How many phones have you bought so far, Richard?
None.
How many people can tell me why Richard has bought no phones so far? Anybody take a guess? So, Richard, we're putting you in the hot seat right now, if that's okay, okay?
I can tell.
I first want to commend you for having the courage to do this, okay? So don't take any of this personally. This is all for your own good, and we're here to help you, okay?
I can take it.
So let's see. Nathan says vomiting on the customer. Asher says the message is way too long. Tyler says too much info. Larry says overkill. Eric says it's a bit much on the text. Joe says response is too long or complicated. Eric says asking for way too much info. Keep text short and concise. Paul says the response is too long. Keisha says too much information. Yusuf says too many questions. Ryan says too much information. So let's stop right here. So the minute that the first point of contact with the customer makes a huge impact. And you've heard of about first impressions, right, Richard?
Yeah.
So guys, when you're in a negotiation, your first impression to the customer is going to determine 50 to 70% of the rest of the negotiation, which means if they feel like you're going to be long-winded or you're not confident or you're not friendly, you might ruin anything else that happens from there on out, just on the first message, okay? So what do you think, Richard, that this message conveys to your customer?
Well, to be fair, I didn't start this way. The way I started was to just ask one question at a time. This was a week or so ago. And when I asked for information, they didn't always answer the questions. And so I thought, if I stick all the questions in one go, would that make any difference? And
this is a common thing that happens, Richard. So a lot of people do that. Like they'll put up an ad, and then sometimes they'll get a lot of people trying to sell them iCloud phones. So then in their ad, they'll say no iCloud phones, and then they stop getting any calls at all. And you never want to like try to be negative. Like you have to go through the process. Have you watched the Stone Soup video?
The what?
The Stone Soup video that in the course?
I'm not sure.
Okay, you got to watch. In the course, there's a video called the Stone Soup Strategy. It's a group chat I did. How many people here have watched the Stone Soup Strategy, my Stone Soup method of closing? Okay, guys, the Stone Soup works amazing. But you have to know, Ryan says Stone Soup Strategy is awesome. It's a story about soldiers who made soup out of stones, but it's the process they went through to convince people to do it. The story behind it is the process of closing, okay?
Right.
And if you learn that, it works amazing. It's all about just little micro commitments throughout. What you're asking is, what you're doing right here is like being on a first date with a girl and saying, I would like to marry you, but first I'd like to know, do you have any psychiatric problems? What is your income status? Do you have any kind of things I should know about? Do you fart in your sleep? Do you snore? Like, imagine if you went on a first date with a girl and you did that. What do you think would probably happen?
Yeah. Point taken.
Wait, so when you first meet someone, what do you do?
Well, just polite conversation.
Right. Well, if I said, hi, how are you today? What would you say?
Yeah, hi, I'm fine. How are you?
Right, exactly. So we want to keep this very conversational. So if they're like, I have an iPhone 6s 16 gig, can you please tell me how much for that? Right? I would say, hey, that's great. Nice to meet you. What carrier is that? Very short and sweet and friendly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, because if I look at the rest of your text now, it doesn't really matter because the negotiation is spoiled now. Once the negotiation is spoiled, then you can't, like, for example, if I did all that stuff with that girl on a first date, what are my odds of getting a second date ever?
Well, nil.
Pretty much zero, right? Virtually none, right? So your chances of getting a deal when you respond this way are virtually none. You probably won't close anybody because what their customer's thinking is, oh God, this is like the Spanish Inquisition. I know if this is too complicated, I'm not going to answer all these questions. I just want some cash for my phone. And so we never want to make things difficult. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it certainly got the impression that it was putting them off.
Yeah. Let's go to another one. Is there any ones that you didn't do that with?
It's a tough question. Let me have a look. Let's try.
Nathan, you were struggling with some closing. If you'd like, I'd like to go over your stuff too a little bit, Nathan. Your text deals. If we could go through yours, that would be great. I don't know if you're interested in having me critique, by the way. Okay, so is this one?
Yep.
All right. Thank you for your message. So I can give you an offer. Can you please give me the following info? Oh, so, okay, we have that again. Are there any of those that you don't have that?
Let's have a look. I think some of my very early ones, they were shorter. Let me see if I can dig one out.
So really quick, I want to mention, Richard, let's just stop right here for a second. Don't click on anything just yet. Let's look at this. What I could tell, your personality, you're a very analytical, practical person. So you like to get as much details on things as possible. And I have the feeling that you tend to overanalyze things and sometimes get paralysis by analysis, which means you need to feel like you have to get everything right before you do something. Is that correct?
It is correct. I don't want it to be like that, but it comes from, my background and work background as well.
Sure, it's okay. That's not any bad thing or anything I'm saying. I'm just saying that's your personality type, right? So just try to fight that a little bit, right? And just try to be more like letting things go. You don't need to have all the information because from a standpoint of sales, it analytical and people that need to have a lot of deals tend to not do as well in sales because they make things complex for the customer, right? So try to fight that practical part that you were trained and see if you can just try to stick to just what's necessary and be friendly, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like, for example, let's rephrase how you would have this. Based on your description, Galaxy S8 fully functioning screen is definitely surface cracked, not a crack, I get off you. So all that could have been just said by like, oh, great, I could give you 190. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, none of the other stuff needed to be said. So if you just said, oh, I can give you 190, is that cool? Boom, that's it. And then they'll respond back. Let's take a look and see how they responded. Not to worry, Richard. I'm most likely going to sell prize and get more for it. Thanks anyways. Thanks for getting back to you. I understand. I bought a resale, never really build up margin cost. Okay, I thought that was a pretty good response there, but what had you hoped realistically to get for it? Okay, that was good. Let's go down a little bit more.
That's where it stops.
Okay.
I didn't get a reply.
Let's go look at another one.
Okay.
And then James says I could go through his. James, if you want to get yours ready, that would be helpful too. Nathan, I would really love to see yours. I know we want to get to that 10,000 a month. So if you want to have yours text ready, I can help you too.
So I'm just looking for Sammy. There we go. There we go. Oh, this is a bad one.
How much would you pay for an iPhone Blue, great condition, and the side X? Okay. Hi, thanks for message. You mean it's missing the SIM card tray and cover that slides out? Okay, go down. Just the SIM card tray is missing, everything else. Okay. So on that one, I personally would just offer $5 because it's an iPhone 5, right? And it doesn't have a lot of value. So we're getting way into details with that. Are there any significant damage to phone dents? Let's not do that anymore. Just say, is there any problems with it? Just try to condense whatever you want to say into like 3 or 4 words. Okay?
Yeah,
so you shouldn't have to really say more than 4 or 5 words in any sentence during these negotiations in order to close someone. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think I was trying to get all, dot the I's and cross the T's before I made an offer.
Sure. But by doing that, it's giving the other person kind of anxiety or making them like stress that they need to do all this stuff in order to close the deal, if that makes sense.
No, definitely right. Yeah.
And it puts a lot of pressure on the customer because they're like, I don't know. 1632. Like most people don't even want to read it, right? They just want to push a button. We're in a push button day and age, Richard, right? Everybody wants to push a button, get a cheeseburger, push a button, get cash, push a button and watch a movie, right? So we want to have the push button mentality where they have to do as little work as possible to get the cash. Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Was this helpful at all, you think, for you?
Yeah. Thanks, Dave. I mean, I definitely sense that, I can almost feel their frustration at times that it was taking too long.
Absolutely. And here's the great thing about your personality, Richard, is that once you get this, I know you're the type that's going to be very consistent and always stick with it because that's how you are. At first, this might take a little bit, but you're the type that's going to once you get it down, you get it down and you're going to crush it. So I look forward to seeing that.
Great. Thanks, Dave.
You got it. Good luck. And James, if I could have you go ahead and share your screen, we can go ahead and critique your text as well. Do you guys find this helpful to critique the text? I like to see these because, I see all different types of things when I go through these text messages with you guys, like different problems, different ways you speak to the customer. So we can get a variety of people to do this because I think everybody has their own styles and I want to see. Tyra says, I'm up for critique. Okay, we can do yours as well. So let's see. Marissa says, oh, no, this is James, right? Are you there?
Can you see my screen?
Yep. Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. Have I ever talked to you before, James?
Just the one phone call we had when I first purchased the course, and then a couple times in the group chats through the text.
Oh, cool. Well, thanks for volunteering. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Good to talk to you again. So this is a deal right here that you got negotiated, right? An iPhone 6s, which carrier is that with? This is the conversation we're going to look at. Is that right?
Yeah, they had sent a message saying what phone they had on my ad on Facebook, and I replied through Messenger.
Oh, okay. So they commented what phone they had, and then you just kind of replied back to them. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So it says AT&T. Great. Is there anything wrong with it? Okay, so I'm liking the way this is starting. This is a great start. Great. Is there anything wrong with it? Nice, friendly, short and sweet. That's good. My husband just replaced the screen and the home button does not read fingerprint. Also, you can't delete the apps for some reason. Other than that, it works well. There's like 3 problems with it. And she's like, other than that, it works well. It's so funny how customers talk like that. They were like, it just is cracked. It doesn't turn on. And the buttons are hanging off the phone. But other than that, it's in good condition. Anyway, sorry, side note on that. They said, I have an iPhone 6 and no problems with the phone. It carries AT&T. So she's now, all right, so she hit you with all these conditions. And now she's saying she's got another phone as well. All right, let's say, and you said I could give you 60 cash for the 6 and 10 for the 6S with all the problems. Okay, now it says too cheap, but thanks for your time. All right, here's where I think this could improve. I think you did a pretty good job in this, James. Okay.
Thank you.
But here's where I think we can up the game a little bit. I find like when someone tries to concentrate on 2 things at once, they usually get neither, right? It's the old saying, Confucius says, the man who chases too many rabbits catches none, right? So when someone throws 2 deals at me, we don't know which one of these deals could have blown the deal. For example, maybe they were okay with the 60 for the iPhone 6, but when you threw that 10 in there, it spoiled the deal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or maybe if we had just worked one at a time, we could close them a little bit better. But when we try to close 2 at once, it's a lot of stress on the customer, and it's very hard to pinpoint where we went wrong. So what I would have said is, okay, on the 6S, I could do $10. Is that cool? Then she might say, too cheap, but thanks for your time. Now, what's a good response for that? See, here's where I think we could have done a little bit better. So you said, thank you as well. Have a great day. Of course, that's nice and polite, but it doesn't get us any deals. Doesn't get us business, right? So what do you think an alternative response to that could have been that would have been better?
I could have tried have you tried selling it yourself yet?
Okay. What's another response?
Not really sure. That's probably why I'm not closing too many deals. My negotiation skills need quite a bit of work.
Okay. No, honestly, you got the foundations down pretty good, James. So you're not doing too bad. Okay. So I'm giving you just a little bit of advanced steps. But here's the problem that a lot of members experience is, does everybody know that the average customer is going to probably tell you no 3 or 4 times before you get a deal? Does anybody know that? A lot of members here are expecting them to say yes on the first offer, okay? And if you're going to get those deals, you might get 1 or 2 out of 10. But in order to close 8 or 9 out of 10 like I do, I'll have the customer say no to me 6 to 8 times before it's a no deal. And I've had even people hang up on me, and I'll get on the phone, pick the phone up, and call them again to close the deal. That's how persistent I am with them. So what a response I would have done in this, I would have said, oh, no problem. How much were you looking to get? You want to stay in the game, stay in the conversation. So they say too cheap, but thanks for your time. Okay, no problem. How much were you looking to get?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right, because now people are very selfish, right? Customers, they're only there because they want the result. They want cash in their pocket. So we want to feed their selfishness. We're all selfish, right? So we want to appeal to that by saying, how much were you looking to get? Because they might say, oh, I wanted at least 20. Now, if they came back and said that, do you have a possible deal there?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, definitely. As a matter of fact, if they're like, I was hoping to get 200, I really don't care what they say. The only thing I care is that they're still in the conversation with me, because if they are, I'm going to close them. So I would say, if they said too cheap, but thanks for your time, I would say, hey, no problem at all. How much were you looking to get? And they say something like, I was looking to get at least $50. Then you respond back, does anybody have a deal I can close right now? I wonder if we can go by some of the deals that I've closed. You guys can see how I've handled that. Maybe I'll look at that in the future. But was this helpful so far, James?
Yeah, I've actually got some open-ended conversations that I haven't got back to responding to yet. If you wanted to maybe help me on one of those. Let's see.
Awesome. Yeah. Okay. Why is this on Friday though? You haven't responded to that.
I work in the restaurant industry, and it's no excuse, but I've been working a lot, and it's hard for me to keep up with everything.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to be honest. You really want to try to respond to people within a day or within a couple hours if you can. I know it's probably difficult, but like the likelihood of closing this deal at this point is probably no good. Because like people have the juice going. When they're ready to sell their phone, they got that juice. Like they need that cash. Either there's some kind of struggle they have. They need cigarettes. They need diapers. They need food. They need to go out to the casino. Whatever it is, they want that cash. And you want to try to get that cash in their pocket when they need it. But a few days might go by, and maybe they get their paycheck, whatever, and all of a sudden they don't need that anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then, you know, your chance of closing the deal are almost maybe 10% at this point. We can try it. Eric says he's got some pending ones from today. If I want to use his, that might be good. Eric, if you want to go ahead, James, do you want to show me a couple more ones that you did, and I can critique, and then we'll go to Eric's?
I've got one question. I've got this one here. I've been talking to this lady for a while, and we agreed on a price and a deal with this phone.
Okay.
But it seems like every time I try to meet up with this person, she just quits responding. And like I've tried to meet up with her a couple times, and this phone, I should be able to make a good 110 profit on it if I can get it.
Let's take a look from the beginning of the conversation and see how we can get this better. Let's see. Oh, Nathan, you are back. So yeah, I'd like to look at yours as well. So what phones you have interested? Note 8. Awesome. What carrier is that with? T-Mobile. Any issues on the crack screen? So you're handling this very well. These are good closing questions here. Any issues on the crack screen? It worked perfectly before then, so I'm going to say no. Just to make sure you're saying you can't see the screen when it's on. Very good. You're clarifying what's the problem. I like that. So she says you can see the screen, but it goes out since it's cracked. Oh, so that means it's cracked LCD. Everybody pick up on that? She says the screen goes black. So that means you're going to praise this cracked LCD. You want to pick up on those little details, guys, when you're doing this. So it says, okay, great. How much do you want to sell it for? $170. And you said, I understand. I could give you 90 cash for it. Have you? Okay. So here's a mistake right here. You said, I understand. I could give you 90 cash for it. I love that. That was great. But instead of how you almost like didn't expect her to take the offer.
Yeah, a little bit. And I'm still learning. And I mean, I've been watching your videos, and I've been in the group looking at everything people are saying. And that's where I've gotten a lot of these skills from, where you're saying you're like what I'm replying with, and I'm still learning and trying to grasp it all. So
no, you're doing a great job. How long have you been in the course?
A little over a month and a half, maybe.
You're doing excellent. You're doing excellent. You're doing a great job. So I'm just giving you my critique. I think you're doing good. So I'm trying to get you to like the top status. So if I'm not saying this was bad, but I'm just saying that's if I could critique it, I would have definitely changed. I understand I could give you 90 cash for it. I would say, is that cool? Like you expect them to take it.
Yeah, or is that fair? One of those, yeah.
Exactly. Is that fair? Is that cool? Is that good? Is that okay? Because now you're closing. And when you guys make an offer, expect them to accept the offer. That's the biggest problem that people have with lowballing, making low offers, is they don't expect people to take it. You want to look at them like you're serious as a heart attack, or text just as if you were, you assume that you're going to do it. I understand. I could give you 90 for that. Is that okay? And then he says, I haven't and then you said, have you tried selling it? I haven't tried. Could you do 120? Okay, I love that. That was a great one there. You said, You just paused. You said, that's hard for me as I'm a reseller. Good explanation, nice, short, and sweet, and also kind, which I like that. You were very nice, but assertive. I have eBay and PayPal fees plus shipping to factor in. What gigabytes of the phone? I'll see if I can do more. I like that. So you were using that. I'm going to see if I can put more cash in your pocket. You just didn't say cash in your pocket, right?
Yeah.
So if you can, too, you could say, I'd like to do more, put some cash in your pocket. Oh, my daughter's over here. I was going to see maybe. Hold on 1 second. Hey, you want to do any negotiating in the group chat? You got busy. Come, if you want to come out in a little bit, you can. All right. My daughter's first day of school today. She's sleepy. I know last week you guys wanted to see her negotiate. She's pretty good at this. Let's see. So then you said, okay, what gigabytes of phone? I could give you 95. That was great. So you just increased by $5. You didn't get desperate. You only increased your offer by a little bit. I love it. That was really good, James. You did it. You're really following the instructions and the videos in the course. I like it a lot. And she says, okay, sounds reasonable. I know you have to resell. Where are you located? And she said, yes. Okay, that's where she's located, Wiley, right? Would you be able to meet at McDonald's on 78? Yes, but I can't meet until Sunday. Is that okay? And you said they have to be before 11 a.m. I work all day. Would that work for you? She said, yes, that works. Okay, great. See you Sunday. You know, honestly, like, okay, so here's where you can improve on this, right? And this is tricky. So I hope everybody else will pay attention to this too, because I think this is where a lot of members go wrong that are in like the okay closing average, right? Like if you're closing 4 out of 10, here's a way you can up this so you get more deals and less blow-offs as well. You just said, okay, great, see you Sunday. And that was it. You left it at that. Now, for me as a customer, I wouldn't feel that you're serious because it seems like very short. Okay, great, see you Sunday. So after all that communications, you just, boom, cut it off, right? So that would be kind of like, well, this is just what I would do. What I would say is, hey, do you mind if I call you so we can confirm the details? And get her phone number, get on the phone with her, and build kind of a relationship. Hey, how you doing? Is this Gabby? Hey, Gabby, this is James. Hey, thanks again. I really appreciate it. Thanks for working with me. I just wanted to make sure you're going to be there Sunday because I work and I am pretty busy, so I just want to make sure that we're definitely on and we're going to meet there at 11 o'clock. Is that good? And you get her on that phone, and she feels like, wow, this guy is definitely going to be there. It's serious. Okay, I don't want to blow him off. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
But by your response, you showed her that you're kind of like, it's almost like, well, wait a minute. He didn't confirm any details. Is he sure? It kind of is like left up in the air. So they don't feel confident that you're going to actually show up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then you just surprised her that morning. Good morning. What time did you want to meet this morning? See, she's like, oh, sorry, just woke up. Like she totally had forgotten about it. So see, when that comes from not building that relationship and you're only texting. Guys, I can't tell you how important it is to get on that phone with people. Like Austin right now, my customer service manager, he's doing all my messaging. I told him, get on the phone with every single person. You know, and I don't know if you guys saw what we're doing lately, but we listed $9,000 in phones just yesterday. We're at like $29,000 for the month. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that just because like what we're doing is really working. And I think a lot of people are just trying to close through text without getting them on the phone. And I think that's a mistake. I think you're going to get a lot more deals, guys, if you can combine the texting with the Eric's saying the month of September you're at 28,000. We're at let me just see for a second really quick. I'm going to just share my screen. Hold on. We are at, just to motivate you guys a little bit to show you why you want to get good at this. We're at, sorry, not 29,000. We're at 28,146. So anyways, you can go back and share your screen, James. But I think getting on the phone with people, who here is trying that right now, is getting on the phone with people through text. Anybody? Raymond says, I agree. Once the deal is negotiated, a quick 2 to 3 minute call to confirm logistics and create a little rapport. I mean, 100%. And you know what, guys? This leads to a lot more deals. Like, it's very hard to upsell them on a text. So, like, what I would have done, James, to make a lot more money is also get on the phone, confirm it, and then say, hey, do you have anything else? I'd love to put more cash in your pocket. I also buy MacBooks, laptops, smartwatches. Have you tried that yet, James, doing that strategy?
I have tried the upselling on a handful of the people that have come through the leads, but at the same time, I have low capital at the moment because I haven't been too successful in flipping.
Okay.
Like my sales on eBay for the last 60 days are only like 150, give or take.
Okay. So this would have been a really good one for you too, because you know there's good profit in it, and you know, like you want to start off with these phones that less than $100. If you don't have a lot of money, you want to start buying phones at like 20 or 30 and start flipping them for 100. So you really want to get on the phone with those deals, James. You want to like really finesse these deals that like are your sweet ones, are your cherry pickers. Does that make sense? And get them on the phone and just charm them. Talk to them. You're a very nice guy. You sounds like you follow this stuff in the course. Get on there. You're nice. You got a nice, relaxing voice. The people will feel comfortable with you, and they'll want to do business with you. Okay. I think that's going to help you make a lot more money if you can do that.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope this was helpful a little bit for you. And Nathan, if we can get you on, I'd love to check out your text and do this. Are you guys enjoying the critique? I want to just keep on going and look at all the variety of situations for you guys so I can help you out with all these little things that I notice. So you guys say it's awesome. This is great. Okay, good. Eric, we'll do yours next. Nathan, I promised I want to help him get to 10,000 this month. He's got a goal. Nathan's been in the course for a while. So Nathan, if you could unmute yourself, that would be great. And go ahead and share your screen. And James, if you could just stop sharing at the moment, thank you. I appreciate that.
Hey, Dave, how's it going?
Hey, Nathan.
All right, so I'm going to share my screen right now. Let's see if I can do it.
Now, Nathan, you're having a hard time closing. Is that correct? That's been a big struggle for you since you joined.
Yeah, I mean, I've done, let's see here. Well, hold on a second. I'm having a little bit of an issue with my screen sharing here. Hold on.
Yeah, no problem. Just let me know when you're ready. I'm going to check something out really quick while you do that because I think I have some examples maybe I can use.
So my question, though, while I'm looking for is how do you get people like from text onto the phone though? Because if I get people on the phone, I feel like I'm friendly enough to really lock down a deal. So what's something you would say in the text?
Okay, so that's a great question. Here is I'm looking at some of my employees' text, and I'm like, uh-oh, gotta I see some work that we can do. So maybe I can use these to help you with. But to get someone on a text, guys, as simple as, hey, can I call you? That's it. Just text them, say, hey, do you mind if I call you? Oh, sure, no problem. Good. What's your number? I mean, to be honest, 9 out of 10 times that line just works. Hey, can I give you a quick call? Because a lot of people would rather just get on the phone, but they're just texting because they that's how they first contact you. So they just keep going with that.
It's not letting me do it. It's not letting me show my text.
Or?
Yeah.
Are you on the phone or something? Or are you on a computer?
My computer was compromised, so I'm doing everything on an iPad right now.
Okay. So you can't do it?
Let's see here. It's saying I have to go to Control Center. I'll figure this out. If you wanna help someone else out really quick, I'll finagle with this, and then I'll let you know if I can show it because I got a good one actually.
Okay. Yes. Why don't you see if you can get that down, and then in the meantime, I'll help someone else out. And matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of my own texts that my employee's done for Buy Sell Fix using our business page, and let's see if I can improve his abilities. I was hoping he was going to watch this replay. So I don't know if you guys have met Austin yet, but he's my customer service manager, and he handles all the messages for my store. So let's see. First thing, this person messages says, how much for a Galaxy J7? And now this is an automated message he put because we want to get him on the phone, right? So he first has this automated message say, this is automated message for fast response. Give us any of our 3 stores a call. Boom. Now, obviously, you guys don't have 3 stores. Yours would be nice and easy. You could say, hey, thanks for responding. Can you give me a quick call? Right? Or even better, get their number. Hey, thanks for responding. What is your number? Do you mind if I call you? That's what I like to do, just get them right on the phone. All right? So that's how I would do that. If you can't, let's critique this conversation and see. So he says, awesome, what phone is the company, was it used? And he said, Metro PCS. All right, awesome. Everything work all right with the phone? Any problems? Works perfect, just upgrade. So this is pretty good. He handled it well here. He says, nice. And one last question, how much storage does it have? Okay, he didn't need to ask that, so I'll have to tell him not to do that. Don't waste people's time, guys, and ask questions you don't need to. Just give them a quote based on the lowest storage at first. Never try to ask the gigabytes. It just confuses people. So he says, how do I tell that? You see, see the response? So that's exactly what happens half the time. Most of these people don't even know what gigabytes their phone is, and it just annoys them when you ask them, guys. So don't even ask that. Just like if it's a Galaxy J7, just type Galaxy J7 Metro PCS smartphone on eBay. Metro PCS smartphone. And put like J7. And then, you'll see what gigabytes, just give them an appraisal based on the lowest gigabytes. It does not have to be perfect. Because remember, whatever you offer, if they take it, then you're good. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? This is not an exact science. It's an art. So like I see it's selling for $70. So I'd offer like $10 or $15 for it. So let's see what happens. Should be now he's going to go into tiring the customer out, answering. Well, it should be in the settings of the phone, and now he's going into a teaching lesson. So the customer's already getting annoyed with this. No problem, take your time, and it wastes his time, right? And now he offered too much. All right, awesome, I can give you 30 for it. So he offered way more than I would. I would only offer 15. I said, all right, I thought it'd be a little more than that. You see, no matter what, he would have said that whether I said 15 or not. But because he started at 30, now he's got no room to go. He's already like capped out, right? So that was not this is not a good close. So he says, yeah, unfortunately, right now they're not reselling for that much. Resell for around 60 or so. Now, if they're reselling for 60, you should never offer 30. That's not a good offer. You should only offer 10 if you're selling for 60. If it was worth a bit more, I'd pay more. Unfortunately, it's the highest I can go right now. If you decide to do it, it's 3 stores. We can take it off your hand same day, give you cash. Okay, it would be worth it if it was a little closer. Unfortunately, I'm kind of between all 3 in Plainville. So this was good. He told him it wasn't that far from Plainville. By the way, guys, for those of you who think you need to drive to people, absolutely not, okay? We have not driven to one customer at all, and we've done $28,000 this month. Not one time do we drive out to meet anybody, and we've done $28,000, okay? So, guys, you can get people to come to you. You just need to let them know that and hold that as a standard for yourself. And then website says 6 p.m. I'm here, no one here. Great. So he closed the deal and then wasn't at the store. Oh, no, it's good to look at these messages. So Austin, if you're watching this, I hope you're having a good laugh, and you maybe we'll have a talk on the phone on how to help you out with that if you are watching this. All right, let's take a look here. Next one. Good evening. My name is Giovanni. I'm in IT at a company located in Montreal, Canada, looking for trusted. Okay, this is a telemarketer. Get lost. Let's look at the next one. All right, here we go. iPhone for sale. Awesome. Sorry for the delay getting back to you. We were closed yesterday. How can I help you? This was Labor Day. iPhone 5S, good condition. Just locked since my sister bought a new one and forgot her password. Awesome. Do you know if it's iCloud locked by any chance? All right. So what do you think? Does anybody guess what we should do on this situation right here? Anybody know how to respond to that? Josh says, I appreciate you reaching out to me. Unfortunately, I can't give enough for that. Maybe, but probably not. I wouldn't respond that way. Ryan says, what do you mean by locked? Okay, a little better. Eric says, awesome. Is it iCloud locked or passcode locked? No, I wouldn't respond like that. Josh says, I buy Mac tops last book. So nobody's got it yet. I'm surprised. Richard says, ask if you can find the password. Nope. How about this? Hey, can I give you a quick call? Because no matter what, guys, that conversation is not going well. It's not going well if you try to text that, okay? Because most people don't know what the hell an iCloud lock is. They don't know password lock. It's just going to be a mess. I'm going to tell you right now, you're not getting any deal through text on that one. So you say, hey, what is your number? Can I give you a call? You get on the phone with a person and say, hey, how's it going? So you got an iPhone 5S. Cool. Now, you said it was locked. Can you tell me just what it means by that? Oh, it's got a password. I can't erase it. Now, if it's got a password, you just assume it's iCloud locked, guys, right? Say, oh, okay. You know, I don't usually buy password locked phones, but do you have anything else? I buy MacBooks, tablets, iPads. I'm going to get on that phone because a lead is a lead, and I'm going to see what else they have. And I'm going to, even if that person doesn't sell me that phone, I'll buy something else from them. But that's not happening in this text, okay? That is not happening. So, guys, we have to be the rainmaker in our business. What the rainmaker means is you create business at any point of contact, any opportunity you get, okay? And don't look at your negotiation at face value. Face value, this is an iCloud locked phone. So everybody's like, oh, waste of time. I'm not doing that. Wrong. That you're looking at that at face value. Get on the phone. Look at them like, okay, well, I'm going to buy this phone, but this person wants to sell something. Let me see if they got something else. Let's get on the phone and see if they have a MacBook, laptop, anything else. Does this make sense, guys? Don't ever look at your deals as face value for what they are. look at them for what it could potentially be. Because I tell you what, that made me thousands and thousands of dollars. That's how I close 9 out of 10 deals. Now, I'm looking right now, guys, we could be doing $60,000 a month on eBay easily if I was taking these calls. All day long, I'd be at $60,000 a month. As I can see, the negotiations need a little bit of room for improvement. But you can close so much more with these leads. Fortunately, I'm able to drive a lot of leads. So my employees, even if they close half of what I close, we're still going to get good results. But if we could close 8 out of 10, we'd be doing a lot better. So let's say he says, hi, okay, I don't know what that is. Let's see. Let's look at this one. You guys still buy phones? Okay, I have an iPhone 6 trying to sell. Awesome. What company is with? Verizon. How many gigabytes is it? The only thing is the charger wouldn't charge. So I have to use a wireless one. Okay, so it's an iPhone 6, no charger. It says, let me take a look and figure what I could do. All right. Now, that was a good response. I liked his response there. And the guy says, okay, would you like me to come into one of your shops tomorrow? I live in North Kingston, so the closer the better. That's a good response there. He said, yeah, if you want to, that would be good. I'd give you a ballpark. Because once the customer comes in, then we're going to grab them, right? Because it's much easier to close. So I like how he handled that. That was good. This is too high of an appraisal. I got to talk about that. It's way too much for iPhone 6 with a bad charge port. All right, let's take a look at the next one. There's someone trying to sell me stuff. Let's take a look here. We go. iPhone 5S doesn't turn on after it fell and cracked. Are you looking to get a repair to sell? What carrier was it? Metro, I believe. If I were to put a new screen on it, will it power on or is it completely dead? Phone still works, but it's all black. So at this point, there's too much asking questions. Like, I know it's an iPhone 5S and the screen doesn't work. I just offer them $5 because it's not really worth going more. All right. Let me help some of you guys out here. Is there any more questions? Nathan, you're ready to share? You got it figured out? Okay, let's do it.
All right, can you hear me pretty good?
Yep.
All right, awesome. So I figured it out. So I just got to go to my screen here really quick. Let me see if I can.
Eric says, what's your strategy for filtering through leads? I just want to answer this really quick. Guys, there's no such thing as a good lead. Every lead I get, I'm closing. Okay, that's my attitude. I just need a person on the phone, and I'll buy a phone from them. A lot of people, for some reason, don't think that. They think like there's these predisposed deals. Yeah, if they have like an iPhone 8 or iPhone 7, it could be good, but you don't know. Like that person you might not get a deal from them. But then the person that seems like they've got a junk phone and you talk to them, you might get 3 or 4 more phones out of them. Every lead is good. You just got to treat them as certain situations. And you want to get rid of the notion that some leads are bad. That's not true. And that will help you get more phones that way. All right, let's take a look, Nathan. Let's see what you got.
All right, this is one of them I failed to close. So.
Okay. Got an iPhone X for sale. Awesome. Anything wrong with it? It says nothing. Comes with Barks charger and headphones. Okay, great. What company is it with? Unlocked on Xfinity Mobile. Awesome. I could do $290 for you. Okay, this is good so far. $400 and it's yours. So $400 is what you're looking to get. Yeah, I was trying to get $600, but I haven't got any offers. So what is that? What carrier is that with? That was Xfinity iPhone X. What did you appraise that at, Nathan?
Sprint Bad ESN.
Okay,
so,
and how much was that for?
I kind of went a little bit lower than the average. I went about $290 for it.
iPhone X. Let me just see what your offer was because it sounds a little low.
Okay.
So I'm looking. Let's look on eBay really quick. I'm on eBay. I'm seeing those are selling for about $525. So you offer them $290 on a $525 phone, right?
Right.
So this is definitely a deal, right? I think you talked him out of this deal or invite. So let's see how you have saved this. You said awesome. I could do $290. $290 is not like ultra low ball. It is pretty low, but I mean it's not that bad of a low ball. If it's going to sell
how much?
He says 400, and you said 400. You look at. He said, "Yeah, trying to get 600, but I haven't got any offers." And you said, how long you been trying to sell it for? A week. I understand you have a great phone. Why are you trying to sell it? Why did you keep going with that angle? Why didn't you just make another offer, Nathan?
I was trying to remind him of the reasons why he was talking to me in the first place. Like, I understand he wanted full retail for it, but I was trying to uh, get him to come back around to the thought process of why he was trying to talk to me to begin with. So that was, I guess, what the angle was, that then why I responded the way I did.
So when you said, how long you're trying to sell it for, he says a week, you should have come back with, I would have done another, I totally understand. Is 300 good for you? And counter.
Okay.
Right? But you instead kept talking. So what you're doing is you're not closing. You want to constantly try to go for the close by asking that question. I totally understand. Can you do 300? And he says, good phone, just don't like Apple. I prefer to have Android, so I bought a Galaxy S9 Plus. Oh, yeah, I definitely have heard some great things about the S9. Any reason why it hasn't sold in a week? So I think you're just kind of like avoiding the close, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like, it's almost like you're trying to go on a date with a girl, right? And you're like, so, you know, I was thinking about maybe like going out tomorrow, and like you want to ask her out. But instead of saying that, you're like beating around the bush. You're like, I was thinking about going out tomorrow, and you're hoping like she's going to close herself on you, right? And she's
Right.
like, oh, would you like to go out with me? Or I could go out with you. Instead of just saying, hey, would you like to go out with me tomorrow? And just being direct, right?
Right.
So I feel like you're beating around the bush because you're afraid to ask for the sale or something, or afraid to make an offer. I'm not sure. What do you think it is? Why do you think you're not directly closing them?
Oh, well, I was just trying to I was just trying to follow the outline that was given to me. So that's what I was trying to do. So
Yeah.
I don't think I was really afraid to ask. I just I think I did a little too much talking. I should have just did like you said. I completely understand. I think I need to do that a little bit more with my texting, a little bit more. Just go for another one, you know?
I think you got to go for the close more. Okay,
Yeah.
like even Josh says he knows Aaron's script, and I know you're trying to use Aaron's script, but I don't think you're using the script properly. If that makes sense, you might want to talk to Aaron about that on the next level group chat, right?
Okay.
Because I don't think you're using it in an appropriate fashion. Like there's certain process to closing, right? So
Right.
you gotta rebuttal, close, rebuttal, close. So I totally understand. I could do this for you. No, can't do that. Okay, I totally understand. I could do this. Give them a reason and then close. Give them a reason, then close. Give them a reason, then close. Instead, you're just asking questions but not closing. So you're never gonna get the deal that way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So let me test you, okay? So he says, good phone, I just like Apple. I prefer to have Android, so I bought a Galaxy S9 Plus. What should you have said instead of what you did say?
Okay, I totally understand. Is 300 good? I could
Bam.
pay cash today and meet you right now.
Yeah,
Within the next 30
it's
minutes.
not even necessary. It's 300 good.
Yeah.
You don't even have to say I'll pay cash today. He already knows that, right?
Okay.
You can use that as a backup, but less is more, guys, with closing. So I can give you $300 today. All right. So then after that, you wait, and let's say he says, I don't know, people don't have money. I guess I get a lot of you guys asking to hold it or stunters. So what would you say to that?
I totally understand. Is 320 good for you?
Yeah, you could give a little bit of a reason though. Give him like something new a little bit.
Okay.
So say it again. I totally understand. Give me something else, something new.
Something new. Okay, so I understand 300 is a little bit less than what you really want. It's a little bit more than what I really want to pay. I'll tell you what though. I can go up to 320 and I can meet you and give you cash. I could do that.
Okay. Yep. And then what happened here? Now, any reason why he didn't respond after this?
No.
So message him right now. Say, hey man, how's it going? Just wondering if you sold that phone yet. So many people give up before the negotiation's over. This deal's not over yet. Always follow up, guys, because we get so many deals that way.
Sold the phone
Get the conversation started. Get him back in the game. If he hasn't sold that phone, and close that deal. I don't know.
Oh, it's not.
I don't know what that means. Did he block you? Something?
I don't know.
Oh, Eric says the ad is flagged. Okay. So anyways, that's all right. Did you learn something from that, Nathan?
Oh yeah, definitely. I need to counter more.
Let's look at one more of your text messages. Give me another one that you think you were close on or you tried.
Okay, here's another one.
Okay, how much you pay for an iPhone 8 Plus? So you said awesome. Any problems with it? Okay. Who feels that was the appropriate response to that initial message? Let me know what you think, if that sounds right. He says, how much you pay for an iPhone 8 Plus? And you said awesome. Any problems with it? So Nathan, do you see what the problem with that response, your initial response is?
I didn't give him an offer right away.
Nope.
Well, I definitely didn't use the outline probably appropriately, but I don't know exactly where I.
So if you went to a restaurant and the waitress says, "Hi, how are you today? Could I start you? Would you guys like to see a menu?" I don't know. Let's say the guys walked into the restaurant and they say, "Hi, how you doing?" Never mind that analogy. Let's just skip that altogether. What I would say is, I would just say, it was just a weird response to what they asked. Like they asked you a question, and you said awesome. And why didn't you just say like, "Hi, thanks for responding. Any problems with it?" Something that sounds natural. Like I see you're trying to use the script, okay? But guys, like a script is there as a guide, okay? If it's Aaron's script, it's a guide. It's not a silver bullet. You still have to think a little bit. Does this make sense?
Yes, definitely makes sense. It needs more personality.
Like he still thinks every situation. Okay, so so in this, how much you pay for an iPhone? Because the first thing I would think is like, well, what the hell? Why did he say awesome? Any problems with it? Now I'm already like on like, is this? Am I talking to like a bot or something? This guy didn't respond right. So I'm already like turned off as a customer. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So he says no. It's Mint. Okay, great. Which company's with? It's unlocked. Okay, it's awesome. I still need to know the original companies used on the phone, please. So you're really frustrating this guy. You're like making this very difficult for him to sell you this phone because 3 questions in, you haven't even given a price yet. 4, thank you. And now I'll be right back really quick with the price. Ouch. Oh, okay. So you're like, you're shooting your own self in the foot, Nathan, with your text. Okay? Because what you're doing is you're literally talking them out of the sale. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay. You want guys, I can't tell you how important it is to make things easy on customers. Don't overthink it. Don't make things hard. Get to the point as short and quickly as you can. Hey, I wanted to sell my phone. Cool. Thanks for reaching out. What do you have? iPhone 8. Awesome. What carrier is that? Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, or T-Mobile? Give them a quick, make a menu that's easy to respond to. It's a Sprint. Okay, cool. On that phone, I can do $20. Is that good? Boom. There's the deal right there. Nice and short and sweet. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right. But we don't need. But when we overcomplicate things, it frustrates them. We lose the deal. So it says, "Thank you for that. I'll be right back." Okay, awesome. I can give you $300 for it. So what do you think? Nah, price is too low. What are you looking to get for it? $450 to $500 at least. I can't do $450 to $500, but let me ask this: can you meet me in Wareham tomorrow? The phone wouldn't be able to. So you're asking them kind of already to commit to a sale before they you've already blown them out. The price is too low. So that's too much of a commitment when you say, "Can you meet me here in Wareham tomorrow with the phone?" He's like, "Dude, I don't even want to sell you the phone. What are you saying that for?"
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
So instead of you did good when you said, "What were you looking to get for it?" He said $450 to $500 at least, right? I would have said, Remember how James had that response, right? And then
I used that once before too. I don't know why I didn't go back to that.
It works very well, right? That might be a little bit tough because I'm a reseller. Could you do whatever it is you offered? I don't know what the original price was, 300 or something like that, right? Oh, that's tough. Really, I think the best thing is to get them on the phone and talk to them.
Yeah.
So we're looking to get 450, 500. Right at that point, I would say, cool, do you mind if I give you a call?
Yeah.
Get on the phone and work them a little bit. It's very hard to work these deals through text like that when you're, because you can't convey any emotion, you can't build any relationship. And I think the relationship is very important in the negotiation process.
Yeah. And whenever I deal with people on the phone, I mean, like, I haven't really sounded good on group chats, but when I'm actually on the phone, just one-on-one talking to somebody, I feel like I actually get them to like me a lot better than through text.
Sure.
That's what I feel.
Liking someone also, Nathan, I don't want you to confuse, guys, this either. Is being liked is not being a good salesperson, okay? Getting results is being a good person. So my objection when I talk to people is not to be liked. It's to give them what they want and close the deal. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
I feel, Nathan, sometimes you want to be liked too much throughout some of our conversations that we've had. I feel like you are a very nice guy, but I feel like you don't go after what you want, if that makes sense.
No, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, all you have to do is look at some of these deals, and I didn't pull the trigger when I should have.
Right.
So I definitely learned a thing or two from this.
So guys, in order to get what you want, you have to ask for what you want. All right. So don't be afraid to ask. And look, guys, if you're really nervous about this stuff, I mean, it is a text message. The worst thing that happens is they block your text. At the end of the day, you don't even know who these people are. So who cares, right? If you guys are shy or nervous or whatever, don't be afraid to ask for the order. That's what's going to get you the deal. All right. So Nathan, was that helpful at all?
It was very helpful. I think I need to go back to the drawing board and add a little bit more personality to this, you know?
I don't think it's personality, but yeah, maybe a little bit, but also just look at each text individually and then close.
Yeah.
Respond and close. Respond short and sweet and close. All right. So let's go ahead and stop for a moment. We've done a lot of text negotiation. Does anybody have a question for me? I hope this was at least worth your time today, guys, to go over this stuff to see how I can help you. Does anybody want an example of how I'd close a deal or ask me any questions on how to handle certain objections?
Thanks again, David, for your help, by the way.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
No problem. All right, so just Robert says, how do you get them to come to you? James says, a big help. Okay, good. Robert says, so to get them to come to you guys, it's all about asking, right? So Robert there, are you able to unmute yourself?
Hi, Dave. Can you hear me?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey. Yeah. Thanks again. It's a great help. I'm a little bit behind on my ads, but even just a few I placed, like the phone just ran off the hook.
Awesome.
And, I guess today I had a guy who wanted to sell me an iPhone 8 Plus, and he's basically was studying. He didn't call me back, but I didn't want to go out there again to get the phone. I was just curious how I would get him to come to me, being that I already bought a phone from him yesterday, and I went to him. So I want to see if there's a way I could get him to come to me this time.
You know, really, getting them to come to you is always it's a mindset thing. It's all about expecting them. So many people think that they have to drive out. You don't. You can get them to come to you if you just ask for it. So for example, let's do a deal, okay? You call me up and say you have a phone. I'm not going to do appraisals right now. Let's just say the phone's worth $200. I'm going to offer you $80. Does that sound good? First, Robert?
Yes.
So you're going to role play with me, and we're going to do that. And I'm going to close you and then get you to come to me, okay?
Okay.
All right, so go ahead. You call me. I'm going to say ring, ring, and I'll answer the phone.
Ring, ring.
Hi, thank you for calling Buy, Sell, Fix.
Yes, I have an iPhone 8 that I'd like to get an appraisal on.
Ah, great. Well, normally a customer wouldn't say, I'd like to get an appraisal. They would just say, I have an iPhone 8 I'd like to sell. Does that make sense?
Okay, I have an iPhone 8 I'd like to sell.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I could give you like let's just say it was an iPhone 7 because iPhone 8 is worth probably like $400 or $500. So let's just say it's an iPhone 7. I give you like $80 for that.
How much?
I could do 80.
80. That's a little bit low.
How much were you looking to get?
I mean, you can't go higher than 80. Like maybe like 120.
Oh. So it's Robert, right?
Yes.
Robert, I would definitely love to give you that much more. Unfortunately, there's just not enough room for me to increase the price because I'm a reseller, so I have to make a profit on it, if that makes sense. But I'd be happy to give you the 80, and I can give you cash today.
I mean, you can't do a little bit more, like 90, like 10. It's only $10. You can't give me $10. I got bills to pay, man.
I know. I totally understand. So I really want to help you, Robert, but it's tough because at my profit margins, I try to.
You know what? All right, I'll take it. Whatever, I'll take it.
Okay. Are you sure? I don't want you to feel bad selling a phone. So Robert, my thing is I want to make sure you're a happy customer. I want to make sure that you not only want to sell me the phone, but maybe in the future you consider me. So are you okay with the 80? Or
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if that's the best you can do, I'll take it.
I tell you what I can do to help you out and put more cash in your pocket is I can offer you some money for other stuff you have. Do you have anything else that you'd like to sell where I can give you some more money?
Like what else you sell?
Oh, we buy MacBooks, laptops, computers, tablets, iPads, game consoles, digital cameras.
I have a PS3. I don't know if it still works, but
yeah, you know what? That's great. Actually, we do buy PS3s. Are you able to bring it down with you?
Yeah, I can come down. I'll bring it.
Awesome. So I live right near the McDonald's on Main Street. Do you know where that is?
Yeah, I think I know where that is.
Okay. Would you be able to meet me there in about 15 minutes? Does that work for you?
Can you make it like half an hour?
Yeah, we can do a half hour.
All right. I can.
So Robert, a couple things. I just want to know I am really busy. I do get a lot of calls, so I want to make sure that you're definitely going to be there. I'm gonna be in a charcoal gray SUV. It's a Hyundai Tucson 2018 model, and this is my personal cell phone. So if for any reason you're going to be running late, can you please give me a call on that? Is that okay?
Sounds good.
And is this your personal cell?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Okay, so if I get there first, I'll call you, and if you get there first, you call me. Does that sound good?
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome, Robert. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you working with me on that.
All right, I'll see you then.
Okay, let's stop and analyze that call for a second. So you notice I already just asked you to meet me without like even saying I'm going to come to you or anything. I just said, hey, this McDonald's? Can you meet me there? Okay, great. I said yes.
Okay.
Does it make sense? So.
Got it.
You might say, well, can you come to me? Oh, it's tough. Today I'm really slammed. I got like 5 deals lined up. Do you mind coming to me? And you just ask him again.
So do you use the I guess if they come to you, can you kind of use that as a negotiation, not just for offering more money or less money? Or you just don't?
I got like kind of an echo thing going on, Robert. I'm having a hard time understanding. What did you say?
Offering more money if they come to you, or less money if you have to go to them.
I try not to do that. I feel like that's just kind of a mindset thing. Like you feel like you need to do it. You don't really have to, but if I can't, I'll be like, look, I tell you what. If you come to me, I would be able to do 85. Is that fair? You can use it as a negotiation strategy to get the deal.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question, you think?
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. I hope this was helpful, at least for your negotiations. Next week, we'll do something a little bit different. Let's really quick before we go. I just want to see if you guys learned something today. Can everybody type in the chat what you picked up from this group chat today and what was the most helpful for you? So I know if this is good, if this is good, or if maybe I just need to go over strategy and stuff like that more. It'd be great to get some good, honest feedback too if you found it helpful or if it wasn't helpful. Carol says, free text, get them on the phone. Nathan says, don't be so trigger shy when closing. Asher says, good keywords to say on text. Brandon says, post my recent text post in the group on Facebook if you want to check it out. James says, get my leads on the phone. Good. Kevin says, live examples. Tyler says, breakdown was great. Robert says, get on the phone. Eric says, I picked up a lot of echo. Just kidding, get on the phone. Grant says, all of it was very helpful. Someone says, keep it short and to the point. Someone says, seeing actual real practice has been a huge help. Okay, good. Carlos says, transition for text to phone call. Great. Negotiation is always. Kurt says, always be closing. Joseph says, negotiating text messages closing. All right, thank you guys. All right, good to know the feedback. Appreciate it. All right, keep on posting the Craigslist ads. The more leads you guys get, the more deals you're going to get, even if you're not that great. So make sure you go out and you post another 10 ads on Craigslist or your Facebook groups. And someone asked if my daughter is going to come on to close. Oh, you're right here. Hey, you want to come on? Yeah. She's right here next to me, but I think everybody already left the chat. Yeah, maybe next week, I guess. All right, guys, have a great night. We'll see you next week then. You guys have a great night.